What's up, everybody? And I'll be honest with you, I've been sleeping on the whole Fallout video game franchise because throughout all my years of living, I've always been seeing everybody being so obsessed and loving all the Fallout games from Fallout 1 to Fallout 2, Fallout 3, Fallout 4 to Fallout New Vegas. I'll be very honest with you, I don't even know the most recent video game entry into this franchise. That's just how sleep I was. Until I now literally saw that there's gonna be a Fallout TV show that would air on Amazon Prime like 2 days ago. So I'm a little late into the show. And just today, I just started to watch the show. And man, I'll be very honest with you, this show is so good. Like, it's so good in how it builds up the intensity and how it builds up the suspense. Then once shit starts to hit the fan, once people start to get killed, once whole friends and families just start to get completely slaughtered, you now see just how violent this show is, because the show starts being in that same theme, in that same category from the start of the show. And the intro, it starts in the past as we see a cowboy, Cooper Howard, twirling a lasso in front of a crowd at a birthday party. And then the scene now cuts to a woman bringing out a birthday cake. But then as the woman is doing that, she now sees the TV's on. So she now runs and turns off the TV. She turns off the radio. She turns off everything that is broadcasting the news. And the news, it sounds like it's worrisome, but she just quickly turns it off. And then as Cooper's act is done, we see someone who's named M. Spencer and another man who's black. They ask themselves, why is Cooper, beginning to work kids' birthday parties? Then Cooper takes a picture with his daughter, with another kid, and with the wife of, I think, M. Spencer. Then as he's taking a picture with the wife that's constantly turning off the TVs, M. Spencer now asks Cooper to give a thumbs up in the picture. Cooper, reluctantly declines, and the woman, aka the wife, tells M. Spencer to drop it. As a party, the party goers go inside to eat. They turn on the news to see a weatherman refusing to talk about the news due to something serious happening. But the same woman, rushes to turn off the TV to hide the bad news. Then we now see Cooper's daughter ask Cooper why he wouldn't want to do the thumbs up in the picture. So he now explains to his daughter that when he was back in the Marines, if there was a bomb cloud that was smaller than the thumb, then you gotta run. But if the bomb cloud is bigger than the thumb, then you can't run, because basically you're fucked. You know what I mean? So as this is happening, as people are celebrating, Cooper goes into the kitchen to grab his daughter a slice of cake. Then as he comes out of the kitchen, he sees his daughter frighteningly having her thumb up, and she's shakingly asking Cooper, "Dad, so what happens if my thumb is bigger?" Or she said something in that way because she saw an explosion happening like far in the city, and Cooper now sees it too. He's at first saying, "Oh, it's just smoke," but then the explosion is so massive, it's so big, it's getting massive and massive, it's turning red. It now reaches the shockwave of the explosion, it reaches them, shatters the building of that place. It causes everyone into the birthday party to just disrupt, just run like everywhere, trying to escape, trying to evacuate. We now see M. Spencer punching that black man because the black man wanted to go with M. Spencer, but M. Spencer declined that, so he now punched him. Then we see Cooper and his daughter try to escape on a horse. They're going, and then they're seeing too many explosions. It's happening so rapid and so fast. And now what we now know is that this takes place completely in the past, and now we jump forward to 219 years later when we see a woman, Lucy McLean, in an interview reviewing her skills and what she can do. She is very athletic and explains her hobbies as well as her skill set, and she hopes that in this interview for an arranged marriage that she can be accepted into the Trinity trade with Vault 32. The judges approve her application to be an arranged marriage. And then after being accepted, we see a montage of Lucy and I think her sister who's pregnant. They're preparing for the arranged marriage. She's not wearing her wedding dress. We now hear in a conversation from Lucy that she spent 10 years sleeping with her cousin, who we'll now know as Chet. So she's actually excited and wants to marry the right way. Then Lucy now meets with her dad, Hank McClane, and Hank tells Lucy that he never stepped foot outside Vault 31 until he met her late mother. So then on the way to meet, Lucy's new husband, we see her brother Norman is with them too. Then they now go all the way to the vault door that connects to the Vault 32. We see Chet, the cousin of Lucy, who they were recently in a relationship, is discussing, but that's how she was doing it. And then Chet is trying to play and fake that, the door's not working, but he's really still in love with Lucy. He really still wants to be with Lucy. So Lucy convinces Chet to finally open the door. Then the door for the Vault 32 is open. We now see the residents of Vault 32. We now see a woman that goes by the name of Lee Moldaver. She greets Hank. She explains what's happening in this arrangement with this trade-off. Then we now eventually see Lucy's new husband, whose name is Monty. And Monty, he's a little awkward and he's a little, I don't know if I would say shy, but what will happen later will prove why he's awkward. So then they now eventually start to marry. They now do the wedding ceremony. They're all sitting beside the table, like all talking, all eating. Then Hank now goes on the stage, declaring that he does believe that Lucy and Monty's children can be so pure that they can actually repopulate the whole civilization on the surface world. And I really like this scene because it's so ominous. Like, we still haven't really seen what's so bad about the surface world, but the way that they're describing it is like as if the whole world, they're either completely lost, completely destroyed, or they're just rabid animals and monsters. And we'll soon see how that comes to fruition, because during the ceremony, during the wedding ceremony, we see Monty and Lucy, they now go back to Lucy's place because Monty wants to see how it is. Then when they get there, we see Norman, Lucy's brother, and Lee Moldaver both staring, and it's starting to make sense, starting to click, because right when they get inside of Lucy's place, Monty takes off all his clothes. He wants to have sex. They then have sex, like literally on the spot. They just start and go crazy. But Norman, as this is going, Norman becomes curious and he goes into Vault 32. He sees Vault 32. He sees that there's no crops there. All the crops are dead. The place is abandoned. The place is completely destroyed. He sees a half-destroyed robot, runs back to the place, but it's too late, because after the sex, something happens that causes Lucy to now have to check Monty to see if he's a raider, to see if he's from the surface world. And when she does that, it turns out true. And then Monty, along with Lee Moldaver, along with so many of the residents from Vault 32, invade Vault 33. They just completely start killing people. They start destroying everything. It turns into a complete massacre, a complete disaster. Monty nearly kills Lucy. He stabs her in the chest or the stomach. She's about to die, but she now luckily kills Monty to get him off of her. Then as this chaos is ensuing, Lucy is just taking in everything. She's like, whoa, all these guys are raiders. They're killing everybody. They're just destroying everything. They stole some armor from the armory. So then she now gears up and she now uses a med pack to heal the wound that she was stabbed in. Then as she now goes outside to see the courtyard of the wedding ceremony, it's just disaster. Her people are getting killed. They're getting destroyed. Like, I think it's her sister, but the girl that's pregnant, that's blonde, we see her. It's a cool scene, but it's like 1 second scene. We see she gets stabbed with a fork in her eye. Then when she now gets stabbed, she now uses a gun to start shooting, and like, it was pretty cool in my opinion. But then We see Norman trying to hide. It's just chaotic. Like, Lucy almost died as well. Her life got saved. All this is going on. All this is just going crazy. Then it's not interrupted by Monty now seeing Lucy again. Monty's face is completely almost like deformed because of Lucy like nearly killing him. There's blood everywhere on Monty's face, but he's somehow still alive, and then he is trying to kill Lucy again, but Hank comes in there, saves Lucy by killing Monty, drowning him in a jar or a big buttload of pickles. So then Lucy tells Norman to hide. Hank and Lucy try to run to Vault 32 to see what's going on, but as they run, it's too late. All their friends, their family, most of them are dead, but the survivors are held captive, guns drawn to their head, and they will now see Lee Moldover reintroduce herself, reintroduce everybody from Vault 32 as raiders, and that they're seizing everything. So then Lee proposes to Hank a choice to either kill her daughter or kill the survivors. Hank thinks quickly, throws Lucy into a door that kind of protects Lucy from an explosion because Lee Moldover has a bomb there right next to the survivors. But she's kind of wicked because to kill them, she now cuts the bomb. The survivors run away. Then a big explosion happens. I still don't know if they really died, I'll be honest with you, because the scene now cuts to a man named Maximus, a black man in the army of the surface world. He's getting abused, getting bullied by his peers and his comrades until someone who is named Dane, they are non-binary. Dane, is a great friend with Maximus. They're great pals, but Maximus has it rough in this army base. Maximus, eventually gets put in hot water because him and Dane, they eventually sneak off into this armory to find this T-60 robot suits that we see a flashback. I think his dad had the same armor, but they're both caught. Dane gets promoted due to this. Maximus is about to get demoted. So I think Maximus, he's the one that actually cuts Dane's leg, makes Dane completely become an amputee, but it's not declared in the first episode because Maximus gets anointed, he gets appointed after his interrogation. Dane unfortunately gets demoted because now he's a cripple. Dane now tells Maximus that he does believe that he knows who did it, but he told the wardens, he told everybody that Maximus would never hurt a fly. Maximus felt guilty in my opinion because as he's being finally anointed by the whole, army base, they seem like a church to me. We see the bullies, those same bullies that were bullying Maximus, now have to be servants to Maximus. But it cuts back to Vault 33. Everyone is just trying to recoup, trying to regroup from the complete massacre, the disaster. They learned that Hank was kidnapped by Lee Moldover to go to the surface world. They don't know where Hank is. Lucy is trying to convince them to help them to save Hank, but they don't want to do it. They don't want to do it for one reason or another. Norman, he believes that they don't want to save Hank because they want to be leaders themselves. So Lucy, Norman, and Chet all decide to help Lucy to go to the surface world. And then they did not help Lucy go to the surface world. They open the vault. Chet wants to go with Lucy because he still loves her. Lucy says, no, you can't. Then she now tranks him. Chet now goes to sleep. She goes to the surface world. Then, a lot of things happen in this whole episode. So at the end of the episode, I don't really know what really happened. That's the only part I didn't really like about the episode because, there were these bounty hunters. One name was Honcho. They were gonna dig up this bounty hunter or this mercenary that was trapped every 30 years by someone who goes by the name Don Pedro. But the man that's trapped and captured, his name is the Ghoul. So these bounty hunters now free the Ghoul. Then the Ghoul kills all the bounty hunters. I guess the Ghoul didn't want to do what they were offering. But then the episode ends. It really ends as Maximus now is anointed as the Night Guard. He's being tasked by the army base to go out and to find the Denzian possibly Lucy, who has escaped. I mean, I don't even know who it was at the end. I'll have to watch the episode 2 to really find out. But in my opinion, this episode alone proves that this show is really good. Proves that I should have not been sleeping on the Fallout franchise for so long. I kind of have to go back and watch play the whole Fallout games if I have to. If I don't have that chance, I'll just watch all of the game walkthroughs because I need to know this whole universe from front to back. This show was amazing. I recommend this show, man. But I'm out.